You know, art and artistic expression is very important to me. You can say that it runs in my veins. You could say that it's part of my family's legacy and heritage. Nearly 2 years ago, I stumbled across the incredible medium of poetry. I felt the need to say something, so I began to express myself through poetic utterances. The problem I had is that I didn't have enough venues, enough platforms, enough stages to accommodate the frequency of the expressions that I had. So relying on the advice of a friend that told me something very profound nearly 10 years ago, when the friend said, "James, you know, very often you have to become the thing that you're looking for." With that friend's advice, I created this medium called Poetry TV. So welcome to the very first episode in addition of Poetry TV. My name is James W. Falcon, and I'll be your host for these artistic journeys. These will be frequent segments of about 15 to 20 minutes of me sharing my poetic utterances. And then to boot, what I want to do is to also provide you a few minutes of discussion so that you can get a chance to hear and understand where the poetic inspiration came from, what was happening with me, what prompted me to write the things that I've written. I'll also share with you some things concerning this larger conglomerate of projects that I am the creator and founder of that's called Encouragement is Key. And I'll be sharing with you in little segments that I'll call commercials to acquaint you with what's going on in and around Encouragement is Key. So, I'm excited. Hope you are. Please join me. Stay with me for the next several minutes for this first edition of Poetry TV. Hang in there. You'll enjoy it as much as I am. The piece I want to share this evening is called, "Do You Know What Happens to Me When I Write?" Either I experience the impact of a wisdom and the depth of a perspective so vast that I can barely contain myself. It's a wisdom that forces me to examine the content of my writing and to declare, that's definitely not me. I don't think that way. The word choice is not even mine. This must be the inspiration of the Lord. All the while this is occurring, it's as if I have been drenched, bathed, baptized in a stream of consciousness from on high. It's during those times that I am, for lack of a better way to put it, as drunk, as inebriated, as high as a human being can possibly be. I am whisked away to another plane of existence, yet there I sit in the confinement of my own home, in the solace of my own room, tapping away on the keyboard of my laptop, trying desperately to reach into another world and to at least grab a handful of its essence to bring back into this one. Do you know what happens to me when I write? Or I get a yearning, an insatiable desire that comes from within, not from without. A desire that comes from so far within that I am often surprised at the outcome myself. It comes from a place beyond my entrails, a place in my soul, a place born of my passions, my personality, for the possibilities are endless. It's as if I want to empty myself. I want to pour myself out. As if I'm being made ready to give birth to an idea, an invention, a machine, a mechanism of some sort that will enlighten. I'm talking about a message that will heighten. I mean, I labor. My muscles get tense. My voice gets deeper. My eyes begin to water. And the water of my imagination breaks because I've been carrying a cargo that so many artists carry. It's the longing to produce another sketch, another painting, another sculpture. The longing to produce just one more hit, one more song. It's also the forging of a piece of metal in a fiery hot furnace. To some, it's a blacksmith working at a wheel to smooth out the edges of a blade that will most certainly bring this particular soldier glory on the battlefield. feel. It's the manifestation of a dream, yet I am not asleep. It's the articulation of an idea, though I am left speechless. But to me, instead of a blacksmith, a wordsmith, not a painting but a poem, a literary collage, an expression of who I am, an expression of what I am, an expression of what I do. Do you know what happens to me when I write? That's what happens to me when I write. So I hope you enjoyed that piece called Do You Know What Happens to Me When I Write? Where did that come from? What was that all about? You know, I think every artist, I'm assuming that every artist can trace their inspiration for a song, a sculpture, or whatever their artistic expression is, back to a specific incident or conversation or sometimes tragedy or whatever's taking place in and around their lives. And so for me, this particular piece comes out of me learning about my ability to express myself artistically using poetry. And so what I try to do is to try to map out, try to write, try to express myself. But I needed to kind of go back and look at all the elements. Like, what happens to me? Where does this come from? Is it something where I'm inspired from without? Or if it's something that pours out from within? So I tried to share that with you and kind of give you the source of the inspiration. And you know, being the expressive person that I like to be and try to be, you could hear the kind of pitch in my voice escalate. The actual piece itself kind of gets faster and faster. And then toward the end, as I deliver that last segment, those last few statements, I find myself out of breath. And so this whole thing is basically a process of what happens to me from the beginning of getting the inspiration to do the piece and all of what happens mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, psychologically, what takes place in me, the man, the artist, and how that develops and how that actually produces this outcome. And when I'm done, I'm excited. I mean, I've been taken through, you know, a series of changes that it's just thrilling. It's an adrenaline rush. It's addictive. It's something that keeps my blood flowing and gets my heart pumping. And it's just a really incredible experience to first have that very first inkling of an idea of what you want to write, and then how that comes together bit by bit, piece by piece, layer by layer. It is phenomenal. And very often I find myself literally under the inspiration of God, I believe, because I'm writing, but it's like I'm outside of my body watching me put these pieces together. And then it's sometimes just the opposite, where I'm very, very confident that it's me that's doing the expressing, and it's something that kind of comes from within. So I tried to put that all together into a poem, into a spoken word piece called Do You Know What Happens to Me When I Write? Hope you enjoyed that. We've got plenty more Poetry TV coming up for you in just a bit. Stay tuned. And if you are in and around the Baltimore metropolitan area on Monday nights, then do yourself a favor and join me and my co-host, Brother Abdur, for an open mic night that we've been running for now several weeks exclusively for poets and spoken word artists. We hold it each and every Monday night from 7 p.m. to midnight at 6826 Harford Road, right here in the city of Baltimore, Maryland. Open mic night at Yamosha Restaurateur. You have got to be there. So, if you are a connoisseur and a lover of poetry and spoken word, and or if you are a poet and spoken word artist yourself, come alone, come as a couple, come in a group. Bring your family members, your friends. You can even bring your children, because it's just that family friendly. We want to see you in the place this coming Monday and every Monday night for Yamosha Restaurateur's open Mic Night. Check us out on the Facebook page, Open Mic at Yamosha, for more details and information. I hope to see you this coming Monday and every Monday for Yamosha Restaurateurs Open Mic Night. We'll see you then. For this next piece, I'd like to share a poem that I've written, an original, and it's called That Much Woman, This Much Man. Let me try to explain this as best as I can. Listen, there ain't no way on planet Earth to avoid an incident when you bring that much woman next to this much man. I was mesmerized by your first glance. I mean, my soul sang, my mind wandered, my heart did a dance. And from that day on, I dreamed of a hot, steamy romance. I looked anxiously forward to every single chance to interact with you and to be close to you. And to hold you in my arms was my ultimate plan. So, let me try to explain this as best as I can. There ain't no way on planet Earth to avoid an incident when you bring that much woman next to this much man. Whenever you were in the vicinity, my heart would flutter. The simplest of exchanges, good morning or good night, would cause me to stutter. Your presence caused a chain reaction that would melt me like butter. And I wanted to return the pleasantries. Listen, I really did. But all I could do was mumble and mutter. Yet I craved interacting with you. Being close to you and looking deeply into your eyes was always my plan. So, let me try to explain this as best as I can. There ain't no way on planet Earth to avoid an incident when you bring that much woman next to this much man. Many times you approached me. The excitement was too much and I nearly passed out. The thoughts that raced through my mind, the feelings I felt, the flow of emotions were just what I needed to deal with my love's drought. You are absolutely gorgeous. Your eyes, your skin, your lips, you're beautiful within and without. You're classy, sophisticated, a real woman, a lady, no doubt. And I am so pleased to finally be yours, to share life with you and to hold you and to enjoy you was always my plan. And even after all this time, I still have trouble putting how I feel into words. So, let me try to explain this as best as I can. There ain't no way on planet Earth to avoid an incident when you bring that much woman next to this much man. You know, wow, I don't even know where to even begin with the piece that I wrote called That Much Woman, This Much Man, except but to possibly tell you that I am a huge fan of love. I am a huge fan of romance. I am a huge fan of the attraction that takes place between a man and a woman, and all of the big picture pieces and all of the little small things that take place in that chemical reaction. And you know, I got to be honest, the movies paint a really cute picture of a woman who comes in contact with the man of her dreams, and when she finally kisses him, you know, her leg kind of goes up in the air and she gets the goosebumps, and the cinema has shown us a really cute picture of what takes place in a woman when she's near or in the vicinity of the man of her dreams. But you rarely see the opposite. So what I like to try to do artistically every now and again is to try my level best to present the flip side of the coin's perspective. And so this piece, That Much Woman, This Much Man, is the man's reaction in terms of what happens to him when that woman of his dreams draws near. I'm sure you, like me, have found yourself in situations where maybe as a man, the woman of your dreams, or maybe just a beautiful, gorgeous woman, when she comes close, you kind of say to yourself, you know, if she gets any closer, we're going to have some difficulty. Ladies, I know you've probably felt like that when the man of your dreams has come close and said things similarly to yourself, like, you know, if he gets any closer, I just don't know what will happen. I think we've all been there at one point in time. And the beauty about that is, the reason why we can all relate to that, and the reason why that is such an exciting moment in our lives, is because of how rare those instances happen. And when they do, we prize them, we celebrate them, we map them out. We try to remember all of the details so we can share them with our friends and our family members with great fondness. So this piece, That Much Woman, This Much Man, is in tribute to every man out there that's ever found himself in a situation where the woman of his dreams is getting closer and closer, and heaven help him if she says something to him and he tries to communicate. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. You lose all kind of cool points, and every bit of your manhood kind of goes right out the window as you realize that you can't even answer a simple question like, hello, how are you? How was your night? How was your weekend? You find yourself literally tongue-tied like, because you can't. This woman is such a presence. Who she is and her femininity is such a huge presence to you that you can't even do the basics and the simple things. And so I think that that's cute. More than being cute, I think it's an experience that all of us have prized and all of us celebrate. So hope you enjoyed that piece, because we got more like that coming right back at you with more Poetry TV. Hey everybody, James W. Falcon here, and I just wanted to take a quick second to acquaint you with Encouragement is Key. Encouragement is Key is a conglomerate. It's a collection of projects that I've been working on for the last couple of years or so that include things like Blog Talk Radio, a collection of publications that I've written that include 3 books of poetry, 8 books in a series overall. It includes things like conference calls. It includes things like women's forums and men's forums for discussion about strengthening, how to strengthen male-female relationships. Encouragement is Key also includes a graphic design segment, an events and planning segment. Anything that you can think of that has to do with getting a point across is really what's contained in Encouragement is Key. I have my own blog site that is Encouragement is Key related. I have my own Facebook page that is Encouragement is Key related. So do yourself a favor, do me a favor. Become more and more acquainted about Encouragement is Key by visiting either the Facebook page, Encouragement is Key, or my blog site called Encouragement is Key, so that you can get to know more about me and more about what I am doing using social mediums to be able to convey this all-important concept called encouragement. You know, my tagline for Encouragement is Key is encouragement. Yep, it's corny until you need some. And that's absolutely the case. You look at a concept like encouragement and go, yeah, that's really not for me. I don't see where it's applicable, until life beats you up enough where you long for, where you are looking for someone to be able to share a word of encouragement with you. I'm pleased to be the founder and host of this broadcast and so many other projects. So join me, partner with me, so I can get this all-important concept of encouragement out by any means necessary. James W. Falcon here. Now, back to your regularly scheduled broadcast, Poetry TV. And so there you have it. Thank you for joining me, James W. Falcon, for this very first episode and edition of Poetry TV. I certainly hope you enjoyed listening to this artistry as much as I did preparing this segment. You can look forward to frequent editions and episodes of Poetry TV. So, to stay in step with what we're doing, do yourself a favor and go to the Facebook page, Encouragement is Key, to find out more about these broadcasts and about what I'm going to be doing in and around the city of Baltimore. You can also visit me at my blog spot, my website called encouragement.blogspot.com. That's encouragementiskey.blogspot.com. And then lastly, if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or anything that you'd like to share with me personally, I welcome your feedback, criticism, questions, and comments. Do yourself a favor, do me a favor, and send me an email at Encouragement is Key 2013 at gmail.com. That's Encouragement is Key 2013 at gmail.com. Until the very next episode, do yourself a favor. Be safe, be sober, and be encouraged in every single thing you do. I'll see you then. Take care.